Myanmar's detained opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi will not be allowed to vote in the military-ruled country's first election in 2 decades. Her exclusion was expected because under Myanmar's 2008 constitution, serving prisoners have no right to vote. An official in Bahan Township, where the Nobel Peace Laureate lives under house arrest in her lakeside mansion, said Aung San Suu Kyi's name does not appear on the voting list. Suu Kyi will not have the right to vote as she is under detention, said another official. Both spoke on condition of anonymity. Nobel Peace Laureate Suu Kyi has spent most of the past 20 years in detention and as a serving prisoner is also barred from standing as a parliamentary candidate. The election has been widely condemned by activists and the West as a charade aimed at putting a civilian face on military rule. Opposition parties have faced formidable hurdles, including a fee of $500 per candidate. Looking at news from the business area, Maldives Hotel and Trade Exhibition begins today. The biggest trade exhibition in the Maldives was inaugurated by the Minister of Economic Development, Mahmoud Razi. The official trade fair of the Maldives Chamber of Commerce and Industry, MNCCI, is organized and hosted by Artline Design Service. Exhibition is aimed at facilitating exhibitors to promote their products towards the dynamic tourism industry or towards the rapidly growing general trade sector in Maldives. 33 Maldivian companies and 15 companies from 5 countries are taking part in the 3-day event held at Darbarge. Maldives is nominated for the top awards in the World Travel Awards. Nominations for the 17th World Travel Awards are based on recommendations by experts in the field of tourism and hospitality. The awards will be selected based on an online poll among industry professionals. 183,000 travel agencies from 160 countries will vote for the awards. According to the Maldives Tourism Promotion Board, a win at these awards will see Maldives get recognition among industry leaders. Awarded since 1993, these awards recognize development and professionalism in the tourism industry. The winners of the World Travel Awards will be announced on the 7th of November at the Grand Finale Gala ceremony in London. An industry body says the world's airlines are expected to post a profit of $8.9 billion this year in a sharp upgrade of its previous forecast. The International Air Transport Association IATA said the industry recovery had been stronger and faster than everyone predicted. In June, it had predicted a much smaller profit of $2.5 billion. In March, it had expected a loss of $2.8 billion. IATA said increasing demand and stable costs were driving the recovery. However, IATA Chief Executive Giovanni Bessignani warned that there was still uncertainty surrounding the strength of the recovery. But IATA also said that Europe still lags in the red. Europe is the only region the organization still expects to make a loss this year. However, it now expects a smaller loss of $1.3 billion compared with June's forecast of $2.8 billion. In sports, Mazia beats Victory 3-1 and clinches third position in the Diragu Divihi League. Mazia's first goal was a penalty by Ali Nafio. Ahmed Shifao scored the rest of the goals. Victory's lone goal was a penalty by Ibrahim Fazil. Mazia acquired third position with 37 points, while New Radiant plunged to fourth position with 35 points. Real Madrid coach Jose Mourinho has ruled himself out of taking charge of the Portugal national team on a temporary basis for their next 2 Euro 2012 qualifiers. Speculation was rife last week that the special one would step in for matches against Denmark and Portugal in October, and he told reporters that if he was a free agent, he would go tomorrow. But on Monday, Mourinho backtracked and ruled out the idea at his latest press conference. Portugal are without a coach after the dismissal of Carlos Queiroz, and despite boasting 3 Real Madrid stars in Cristiano Ronaldo, Ricardo Carvalho and Pepe have made a poor start to their qualifying campaign, drawing 4-4 with Cyprus and losing 1-0 to Norway. Former Sporting Lisbon coach Paulo Bento is now favourite to take the reins, and Mourinho said he would give him every assistance. The Commonwealth Games Federation has demanded the Indian government to take immediate steps to improve conditions in the athletes' village in Delhi. Team delegates have described the accommodation as filthy, unhygienic and unfit for human habitation. But organizers of the event, which runs from 3rd to 14th October, said the facilities would be excellent. Meanwhile, police said 23 laborers were injured as a bridge being built near the main games venue collapsed. Clearly, the Indian way hasn't worked, and the games are turning out to be India's bonfire of vanities. BBC Delhi online correspondent reported that it is the latest setback in an event plagued by construction delays, allegations of corruption and a dengue fever outbreak in the Indian capital. New Zealand, Scotland, Canada and Northern Ireland have demanded their teams be put up in hotels if their accommodation is not ready. Michael Fennell, the Commonwealth Games Federation president, said he had written to the Indian Cabinet Secretary urging immediate action. He said many issues remain unresolved and the athletes' village was seriously compromised. Although team officials had been impressed with the international zone and main dining area, he continued they had been shocked by the state of accommodation itself. An inspired Pakistan beat England by 38 runs in a one-day international at Lord's Monday, overshadowed by an increasingly bitter row over match-fixing claims. It levelled the series at 2-2, heading into Wednesday's fifth and now deciding match at the Rosen Bowl, but England were close to boycotting the match. They were angered by claims by Pakistani Cricket Board Chairman Ijaz Butt that they had received enormous sums of money to deliberately lose the preceding third one-day international at the Oval last week. England's captain Andrew Strauss expressed their outrage and dismay in an official statement released shortly before Monday's match and revealed that his side had strong misgivings about taking to the field. And now we take a look at the national weather update.